edition of Chords and Chrome. Today we are going to, we got some great stuff coming up. We are going to talk about the history of the Billboard. You're probably on a road trip right now because it's a holiday weekend, and so you have probably seen a ton of billboards. But where did they start? How did they start? If you've been trucking anytime, you know there's a ton of them. We're also going to do a feature on Del Reeves. You guys know Girl on the Billboard. That's his song. Well, what else did he sing? What else did he do? We're going to be talking about that on today's show. We are also going to feature our preferred artist of the week, Mr. Greg Zalewski and the band. You guys have heard them around. Brantford-based artist. Going to play some tunes from him. We're going to listen to him, and we are bringing on a new artist, Mr. Teddy Rowe. That's right. We talked about Teddy Rowe in past shows. We are going to bring him on because he is a trucking musician himself. That's the kind of musicians we're looking for. So let's get started with the show. If you're on our socials, you want to click the link to watch the whole show. And here we go.
You're listening to the Chords and Chrome show. Yes, the Chords and Chrome show on Lead Pedal Radio with DJ Bruce.
Let's get on to our first artist tonight, shall we? This is Mr. Greg Zalewski on my way back. Now, Greg is a Brantford-based artist, does a lot of Steve Earle type music. He's played in Austin, Texas. He's played here. He's got his band, the Greg Zalewski Band, that has Dave and Devin, the drummer. The three of them have been playing a while. They've been doing some great shows around the country here. They played for us at the Woodstock Truck Show not too long ago, and here's his song called On My Way. Weird stuff going on. Listen, anyway, so Teddy Rowe is our next artist, our new preferred artist. We're bringing on a new preferred artist each month. Teddy Rowe sent us music a while ago. We played it. I Got a Song. We're going to play that again for you. But he's a working musician. He's a truck driver. He's based in the East Coast right now. Does a number of songs which are pretty good. And we figure we're going to, it's the truck driving ones that I'm trying to bring on, and he's Canadian. That's going to help, and so we're going to look for more from him for sure. He's got a YouTube channel out there, and if you want to find him at Teddy Rowe Music, you can for sure. That's where you can go to find out. He's a truck driver, singer, songwriter. So let's give his latest song called I Got a Song. Let's give that a listen, shall we? Here we go, Mr. Teddy Rowe. When did those billboards start? Well, we're going to tell you right after that. We got to start off with a song that is actually featured Del Reeves. It's actually his biggest hit. But since we're going to play a lot of Del Reeves later on, I'm going to let the Road Hammers sing this one. And I remember when I was talking with Jason McCoy, he said that Del Reeves was one of the inspirations for what he's doing now. Of course, you know Jason McCoy, lead singer of the Road Hammers and well-adjusted musician and radio personality himself. So let's do that one, and then we'll come in and dive into the history of the Billboard. Who was that girl wearing nothing but a smile on the towel and the picture in the Billboard highway? There's been so many great billboards. I want to know which billboard was your favorite billboard. There's so many. There was, I remember down in 95, there was a billboard that goes on every moment. But the first billboard was in 1835, and it looked a lot like a circus poster. That's right, because it was a 9x6 circus poster, and it attached to wooden boards and started an outdoor garage. Now, in 1967, the earliest known billboard began as an outdoor space as companies started to rent these outdoor spaces. And in 1889, the first 24-sheet billboard. Now, if you think of 9x6, I don't know, that's a pretty big size. And then you do 24 of those, and that was at the Paris Exposition, and that was the setting of the size for the industry. Then we move into 1908 when the Ford Model T launched. It increased the highway travel, and that's when roadside billboards came into effect. And then in 1925, brands like Burma Shave lined the U.S. highways with sequential small signs. In 65, the U.S. passed the Highway Beautification Act. That's right, because it was not beautiful enough. They said, hey, why don't we put more billboards? And so, after campaigns like by Lady Bird Johnson restricting placements and encouraging creative designs, that's when it started. Move out into the late 20th century, billboards shifted from iconic painted and vinyl campaigns to pop culture branding, like the girl on the billboard. And the transition to digital out-of-home screens introduced in the 21st century, dynamic, time-sensitive, and interactive advertisements. Say that twice. And so that is how the billboard started. I want to know which is your favorite billboard. And I bet you if you're on Highway 40, there was a ton of billboards. At least that's what Ricky Skaggs says. Ricky Skaggs there. Hey, you remember those billboards south of the border? Remember that? There's a truck stop. It's in South Carolina. Right as soon as you get into the border, South Carolina, if you're going south on Interstate 95. It's near Dillon, and these vintage yellow and black countdown signs tease travelers for hundreds of miles. It's true. They go on for states way before you, and they've got a sombrero, and I could picture them. And we used to always see them going down for hundreds of miles, approaching the Mexican-themed resort. Now, I stopped there one time thinking, I've seen enough billboards. Why don't I stop and find out what's going on? Because there is a truck stop there. And I got to say, it was kind of a letdown. But the signs are good. You got to admit, that's some billboard thinking. Hey, we're going to talk about Del Reeves when we come back, but let's start moving on with a little Tony Justice. Here's one from our new artist, Mr. Teddy Rowe. This one's called 18 Years. Trucks. All right, we're going to talk about Del Reeves in a minute, but let's start off with one of his songs. One of his favorites. This one's called Looking at the World Through a Windshield. All right, let's talk about Del Reeves, shall we? This guy, Del Reeves, better known as Franklin Delano Reeves, July 14th, so he just would have had his birthday not too long ago, 1932 to 2007. He passed away on New Year's Day in 2007. Of course, best known for his girl-watching trucking anthems like Looking at the World Through a Windshield and Girl on the Billboard. These are his big ones. But he was born in Sparta, North Carolina. Did you know that? And he's the youngest of 11 children. Back then, they had so many children. It's crazy. Named after Franklin Delano Roosevelt is who he's actually named after. And he learned guitar from his brothers while they served in World War II. So they went away to war, and he said, I'm going to hang out with these guitars. He performed a local radio star at the age of 12. He was on stages, which is why he's so good. And then he attended Appalachian State College and served in the U.S. Air Force performing music while stationed in California. And then he was a regular performer on the Chester Smith Show from 1958 to 1961. So, you know what? That's probably why he's got a song called Belle of the Southern Belle. Bells of the Southern Belle. Let's try this one here. Mr. Del Reeves. Oh, little Del Reeves for you right there. You know, that's a great song that I think we all will like for sure. Hey, did you know that in the 60s is where he achieved his greatest commercial success? Of course, that's when trucking music was just getting going. It was really hot back then. His signature song, Girl on the Billboard, as you know, we've already played that. Bells of the Southern Belle, we just played for you. And Looking at the World Through a Windshield, all great hits that we've already played here tonight. But he was inducted in the Grand Ole Opry in 1966, performing regularly for 4 decades. That's a long time, folks. That's 40 years. He hosted his own syndicated television program called Del Reeves Country Carnival from 70 to 73, and he appeared in several films starring as the cotton-picking chicken peckers. Gotta love that. He shifted his focus to the music business management later in his life before passing away January 1st, 2007. I don't know if that was the bottom. Well, it is, I guess, if you're already there. Here we go. This is his song. This is the bottom. I don't know about you, but I just love the fact that, you know, in the 60s and the 70s is when the trucking music really got going. And, you know, these guys who perceived to be the truck drivers of the world really were more just on the musician side, singing about the trucking industry. But thank God they did. Could you imagine if Del Reeves and we did Red Simpson last week, that if they didn't start that trucking genre and get things going, where would we be today? That's what we kind of want to know. And it's being carried on by like Tony Justice and Teddy Rowe and other people that we have here on the show, the preferred artists that are keeping that alive. And I think it's important to keep alive because there's going to be a point when people don't understand about the trucking industry. It's getting lost already. And as we age out, if you will, there's going to be less people that understand that. But as Jason McCoy said with the Roadhammers, it keeps inspiring new generations. So let's hope this music stays around for a long time and keeps going. Here's another great one. Remember this one? I don't know if you remember the days when you had to put change in the phone, to make a call. You had to have like a bucket full of change, or even to go to the bathroom, you needed a dime to go there. Well, here's his song called One Dime at a Time. Oh, there we go. A little Del Reeves for you there. Now, if you're wondering about his top country hits, if you will. He had a Girl on the Billboard. That started in 1965. Looking at the World Through a Windshield, 1968. The Bells of Southern Belle, 1965. Good Time Charlie's in 1970. And 1966 with Be Glad, a high-energy mid-60s radio favorite. Of course, he had Women Do Funny Things to Me. I'm going to leave that one alone, but that was in 1967. Honky Tonk track for sure. And I think I'm going to play this one here from Good Time Charlie's. A lively baroon tune is the way it's described. One of his favorites right here. And thanks, Del Reeves, for all the great music. Preferred artists, go check them out at gregzalewskiband.com. Also, if you want to, you're not really a trucking musician, I don't think, if you haven't covered at least one old-time trucking song. And Teddy Rowe not only has 18 gears that he covered, but he covered this one, 6 Days on the Road. Let's give a listen to this one, shall we?
Come on. My life.
Teddy Rowe. That's a good one for sure. So, hey, we've covered a lot of stuff tonight. We did the history of the Billboard, which was very cool. You got to love those old school Billboard. Now they're all digital. I think it's lost a lot of the flavor, of those guys that used to do it. We also introduced you to Greg Zalewski, our preferred artist for this week. Also, our new artist, Teddy Rowe. You'll be learning more about him throughout the month. And then, of course, we had our feature on Del Reeves and some of the great music that he brought us over the years. So hopefully you're enjoying the show. Tell your friends, and let's play a couple trucking ones to get out of here, shall we? Here's one by Dave Dudley.